What is going on, FUD Nation, and welcome back. I'm Elio Trades, and today on FUD TV, we're going to be walking you through our favorite ICOs that are active right now. We've been getting a ton of requests to do this video. Can you please give us your favorite ICOs? Can you please list the top ICOs? Now, ICOs are the typical focal point for people who either are new in the industry or are looking to make supernatural gains in this industry, 10x, 100x, 1000x gains that you have heard about on the news and you would like to be a part of yourself, I'm sure. Now, that's totally possible in ICOs and ICO stage coins, but it's obviously a very risky place to be investing as these projects are the newest and the least established, the least proven. They have the most execution risk. That said, this is the list of our favorite ICO coins. We're not going to tell you until the end of this video whether or not we plan to invest in each of these coins, but these are just our favorite three of the horde, of the group of ICOs that we see that are going on right now or about to occur. This is our favorite three of the list. Right before we get into the list, I just want to say big shouts out to everybody who has been commenting, liking, giving us the inspiration to do all these lists and all these videos. You guys rock, you guys rule. We're doing this for you. So thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you always know when we're putting out good new content. Without any further ado, let's get to the list of the three ICOs that you need to know about right now. So here we are on ICOdrops.com. This is one of my personal favorite websites for just getting my head wrapped around what ICOs are out there and getting some base level of information on them. So the first ICO we're gonna go into today is called The Abyss. So The Abyss is much like Steam, which is a multiplayer online gaming portal where people can easily monetize, publish, and have multiplayer gameplay for video games. Obviously, I've kind of undersold the capabilities of Steam there, but if you use Steam and you're a gamer, you'll know exactly how big and how monumental Steam has been for just the improvement and the progress through multiplayer online gaming. The Abyss is hoping to do that exact same thing in a decentralized way where everyone can publish a game to the blockchain, sell copies of the game on the blockchain, have their games actually be scarce. Like I could sell my game, my digital game, to someone else. And then there's also all these cool things like once you're able to publish your game, all of the assets within the game that people like to buy and trade, you can actually store those on the blockchain so that it's like everything is on the blockchain and everything is ready to be traded as a virtual asset within those games, which is super cool. It kind of ties a bow around all of these concepts you've been seeing about decentralized gaming and decentralized virtual assets that are within games and all the exchanges like Wax that have sprung up around trading those assets. And now you're seeing the games themselves get tokenized, put on the blockchain, be tradable, and the games and the asset sets within them be tradable. They go through their benefits to the gamers as 5-level referral programs. So there's a lot of like referral, like you can get credit and points and coins through so many different ways of people using or referring or critiquing. There's a lot of ways that you can earn coins throughout their tokenized economy, which is super cool, looking to do what Steam does. So if you're big into gaming, I think there's a big opportunity here. Who knows if Steam's gonna go and implement something similar, but there's still an opportunity here and they're attacking a huge market. So the next coin that we're gonna cover is called Sweetbridge. Sweetbridge is a really cool token at ERC20 right now. They're trying to raise $65 million, I believe, and they're not even 20% subscribed, so there's plenty of opportunity for you still to get in. What is Sweetbridge though? Sweetbridge is trying to tokenize and give you token value for real assets that you control in the real world. They're saying that they're viewing themselves as a bridge between the virtual and the real asset world. So one of the things that you'd be able to do is digitize your assets, pledge your real assets on the blockchain, get their universal token for that, and then you could either convert that token into other tokens like dollars or other coins or US dollar or something else like that. But essentially what they're saying is they're building upon the assets in the real world, allowing for you to tokenize, extract liquid value from those assets and put it back as you so choose. So let's say you have a house that you control. You want to get some value out of that. You could either refinance your house and take on a bunch more debt, or you could borrow some of that asset's liquidity for your own purposes. You could literally borrow from yourself is one of the situations they use, with no interest, obviously, because you're your own bank. Why would you make interest? Why would you make yourself pay yourself interest? And yeah, I mean, look at this. This is a pretty clear explanation of what they're doing. Lend yourself money from assets you own interest-free without another party. I mean, imagine that. You can lend yourself money from something you already own, get liquid out of it, and return that liquid. Seems almost too good to be true. That's crazy, guys. Think about that. Think about all the assets you have being able to give you cash in the short term. I mean, it's crazy. If I was able to take this table that I had and get however many coins because I needed to go pay rent, and then next month when I get paid or whatever, I put back the assets and I re-own my table again, wow. So what's really cool about Sweetbridge too is they have multiple protocols that they're going to build. It's not just going to be one. They're going to have their liquidity protocol, a settlement protocol, an accounting protocol, a resource sharing protocol, and an optimization and liquid talent protocol. The more Sweetbridge coin you get, the more advantages you get from their other sort of financial services ecosystem. Essentially, this is an amazing way to sort of take banks and take lending and take all these different things and sort of take a lot of these traditional asset-backed lending practices that you see in the real world and bring them on blockchain. For that reason, it's a really cool project, and I'm actually pretty bullish on it. Finally, we want to show you Omnitude. Omnitude is an interesting e-commerce play. They are trying to bring a very easily implementable, easily to connect to your e-commerce site use of blockchain, where everything in the supply chain can be monitored and tracked. The immutable ledger technology is involved here. They're doing their own token to facilitate all of this. And yeah, it's an interesting project here. As you can tell probably by the tone of my voice, I'm obviously a little bit skeptical because in the end, if big e-commerce players like Alibaba or Amazon decide to offer something similar, then it's going to be kind of silly here. These guys are going to get really blown away. So there's quite a bit of execution risk on this one. But it's an interesting project where they're essentially trying to make it really easy for companies to plug in their e-commerce sites and benefit from all of their blockchain technologies. So they cite an ever-increasing desire for customers to know minutiae data and for e-commerce to track all the minor pieces, and that this is really the benefit, that companies that don't do this will be left behind. I think this is my biggest problem, is it's a cool project that could have huge adoption, huge benefits, but at the same time, it's like they're not citing enough of a problem. Like, what's wrong with current e-commerce? Like, yeah, things aren't on blockchain, but is there something truly wrong with it? I don't know, like, especially for the customers. Like, what do the customers think is wrong with it when most e-commerce sites are pretty well-rounded now? They do free shipping, free returns, and it's almost impossible to get Amazon not to accept one of your returns. So I think that, yes, there are some problems that they're solving, but on the whole, they haven't identified a big enough problem that they're solving for me to be super bullish on it. It is a cool project nonetheless, and I figured I would throw it on there on the list of our top 3 ICOs for March. So there you have it, our list of the ICOs that you should be aware of for March 2018. Now, of course, we made this list in response to a desire from our channel's fans to hear about ICOs that we are interested in, but the reality is that you've probably been able to discern from my tone of voice is that we're not really fully sold on these. Like, the ICOs that are going right now are not amazing. Like, we weren't seeing any revolutionary projects that we really wanted to cut off our arms and get involved with. I don't know why cutting off my arm was involved there, but essentially it's like this, you know, really FOMO that takes over when you see an amazing project that's doing an amazing thing. Yeah, the Abyss is cool, and yeah, Sweetbridge is cool, but we've seen other people trying to tokenize, you know, traditional assets like Polymath, and there's no guarantee that they're going to be able to do all those things. So there's a lot of questions still circling and a lot of execution risks still circling a lot of these projects. So while we are interested and while we are entertained and enthused about these ideas, the reality is that we are not personally investors in any of these ICOs. We're not going to be putting any of our chips in either of these ICOs, any of these 3 ICOs. Most likely, if we were to put any of our coins in any of these ICOs, it would be Sweetbridge, followed by the Abyss. Probably not at any time would we put anything in the Omnitude program or token. Not that we don't hope it's successful. We certainly hope for all crypto investors that your investments are phenomenal and successful, but the reality is that we're just not sold yet on the Omnitude project. We're not fully sold on the Abyss project. There's a lot of competition in the gaming world, and of course they're trying to rip off Steam essentially, which could absolutely just implement some blockchain and implement their own coin. And finally, we like Sweetbridge, but there's just some interesting stuff around Sweetbridge that's just, it's going to be hard to say whether they're ever going to get to this beautiful world in which you can borrow from yourself from your non-digital assets. It seems almost too good to be true. I'm sure there's a way that this can come and be a reality, but it just seems like there would be a lot of labor-intensive sort of confirmations about how to confirm the validity of your in real life assets, your IRL assets, and how you can lend against them or borrow against them. It's interesting, but also a little bit uncertain. I don't have all the questions answered. So for those reasons, we won't be investing, but we hope you enjoyed this content. If you did, don't be afraid to smash up that like button, hit subscribe, turn on bell notifications, because we do tons of cryptocurrency videos each and every month, and this is just a small part of what we cover here with ICOs. We like to cover news events, deep dives on coins, different scandals and scams, anything that is really relevant to our community that could either help people from making mistakes or help people to make a good decision. We like to be there providing the best information possible. So thanks so much for being with us. I'm Elio Trades. You've been watching FUD TV, and we'll catch you on the next episode.